Hello and welcome back to another Driver San Francisco video, and in this video I'm going to focus on the classic cars in this game. So each classic car I'm going to go over and do my usual review, handling, acceleration, realism. They're going to be quite they're not going to be very in depth, as I've got quite a few cars to cover. Anyway, this is the Fiat Abarth 695 SS. I believe this car was in production in around 1970. I won't know all these specs for all the cars. It's a nice car. I think it is the smallest car in the game. So at times, personally myself, I do feel a bit sort of nervous in this car because, you know, I mean, it's pretty fast. It's not too bad, but it is one of the smallest cars in the game, so you can find yourself a bit, you know, nervous driving it around with massive HGVs and stuff. It handles not bad. Doesn't understeer that badly. There's no sign of oversteer. You can sort of power slide it a little bit. It is pretty nippy. I mean, the engine isn't that powerful, but because it's quite light, you can really sort of chuck it around. So that's the Fiat Abarth 695 SS. So I'm just going to go back to my garage and choose the next classic car on the list. I think that is the Spider Duto. I don't know if I've pronounced that correctly. Yeah, so it's an Alfa Romeo. I personally think it's a very pretty car. I mean, it's a convertible. I'll see what it's like. This is definitely one of the faster classic cars. It does not understeer. Oh, I think it does understeer quite a bit. Look, if you see that. So it does understeer quite a bit. However, it's not too bad. I mean, it is quite fast. But I think the best feature about this car is just how pretty it is. I think it's probably the second prettiest car in this game. The first being the Jaguar E-Type, which I will just quickly go over in a second. So this, as you can see me going down here, you can sort of oversteer around the corners, give it a bit of power, and sometimes it does pull through. That was the Alfa Romeo Spider. So I'm just going to go back to my garage and I'll choose the next one. I think is another Alfa Romeo. They've included a couple of Alfa Romeos into the game for the classic cars wise, which is the, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this correctly, the Giulia TZ2. It is, I wouldn't say it's one of Alfa Romeo's prettiest cars. I mean, Alfa Romeo are known for some very pretty cars. Personally, I wouldn't say this is one of their prettiest. However, it is pretty fast. It's not bad. You can drift it as well. It's quite high drift-wise. You can really kick it around the corners. Handles well. This is, I think, the fastest. This is one of the fastest. This is the fastest Alfa Romeo classic car. It sounds quite nice as well. I mean, it really is a good car for power sliding if you're the type of person like me that enjoys to do things like that. It's quite fast. Out of all the classic cars, I wouldn't say it's the fastest. But it's definitely a nice car. You can definitely do a bit of power sliding, have a bit of fun with this car. So that's the Alfa Romeo Giulia TZ2. So next one. I think I probably won't go over every single one. I'll just go over the most important ones. Yeah, that car is quite similar to our other ones. A classic car that I really do want to go over is the Chevrolet Corvette, the classic version, not the ZR1, which is also inside the game. I think it's a really beautiful car. This a very, very high detail car. You can power slide this like nobody's business. It's a very, very responsive car. Obviously, being a Corvette, well-known American car, it is not the best in terms of handling. However, you can, do some really nice drifting with it. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a sleek car. I think convertible, yeah, I'm quite right, convertible. Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. It's I wouldn't call it slow, but it isn't one of the one of the game's fastest classic cars. I'll just quickly show you a little bit down this road, which is definitely a good road for testing handling in cars. So look, it performs just the same as the Alfa Romeo. It's just if you can't really kick it around corners, probably not the best car for somebody who likes handling. But anyway, that was the Chevrolet Corvette. I'm going to go back to the garage now. I'll only be testing some of the very performance-based classic cars in this game. I do apologise if I miss a couple that you particularly wanted me to review. If there was one, then just please comment in the description and I'll make sure that I make a video of that. This is the next one that I'll be reviewing. It's the Dodge Challenger RT. I personally think it is the best classic car in the game, being that it's a very famous American muscle car. Very big, and I mean, they're all pretty same in terms of the handling. I'd say this is probably the fastest. I might be wrong with that, but it's definitely one of the top. I love the reason why I love this car is, I mean, it's featured in some very famous films, even quite present films, such as it was in one of the Fast and Furious films. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but yes, it was. And it's also, the thing I like about American muscle cars is the fact that not only can you drift them, but they have ridiculously big engines for the size for the car, and people and the developers of American muscle cars they're not really interested in terms of the handling of a car, more the straight line speed, the classic American quarter mile. Yeah, so that was the Dodge Challenger RT. I just think I'll make it to the bottom because it is such an